I'm Crystal, and I'm with Session 35 Podcast. I am here with Brandon. Can you tell me how to pronounce your last name? Is it Scarborough?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
You know, this is Brandon Scarborough.
Yeah.
Author, entrepreneur. What else we got here? Educator. Much more.
Musician.
But for today, I'm thinking about the founder of Dreams Academy.
Yeah.
So, I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
And are you born and raised here?
Yeah. My daddy was born in Detroit, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the details, but I know he's born there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you was born and raised here, though?
Yeah.
Oh, this
I
is
was
Akron.
born here. Yeah.
Akron.
In Akron,
Okay.
Ohio.
Thank you for allowing me to interview you in your space.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
How did it feel to be one of God's favorites?
Oh, man.
Because, you know, not everybody, I believe everybody has a purpose.
Yeah.
But not everybody has a gift. And I think Dreams Academy is it's a gift.
Absolutely.
So you clearly one of God's favorites.
All right. I'll take
How'd
it.
that feel?
Yeah,
What inspired
I feel great.
this?
I didn't wake up thinking about that today, but I'll take it.
So for, there's a lot of people that don't know.
Right.
And that's my whole purpose. Tell me about Dreams Academy and
So
what inspired it.
Well, I've always worked in education for about 20 years now, and had a goal of opening a school for Black boys. I had not pushed it to the side, but there was a bunch of other things I wanted to do before I got there that I felt like would help me be there. So I went back to school, had my master's already, but I wanted to get my doctorate degree. And I said once I got that, I would try and open up, well, not try, I would open up the school. And so I think I started that about 2012 or 2013, got all the way up to my dissertation. And so in Akron, there's a corner called South and Wolf Ledges, and it was near my house at the time. And so I had the Dreams Academy logo made and everything, just because I knew what I wanted to do after I graduated. And I was sitting at that stop sign and I heard a guy say, "What you waiting on?" And so, Detroit listeners won't know that that's an important corner in Akron, because that was the old Greyhound bus station corner for many years. And so
I'm familiar with that spot.
Yeah. So if I ever say the old Greyhound, everybody know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting right there, and I just heard the Lord say, "What you waiting on?" That was in March of 2016. And I went home and got to work. And so it started as a summer program. Like I was gainfully employed and everything. I was working from home before work from home was a real thing.
So you're another guy's favorite.
Yeah. Now that, because I was working for a firm in Columbus, which is about 90 minutes from here. And so I got to work from home and travel and, all kinds of stuff, still working with kids in education, but high school kids. And it wasn't my own thing, but it was cool. Made good money and had that freedom. But at that time, I was becoming unenamored with what I was doing. I was starting to come into like purpose.
Okay.
And I started thinking about like, what am I here to do? And while doing that, I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I didn't like the trajectory it was on, especially because it was ran by our brothers and sisters of another color, but it was for our kids. And it got to a point where I didn't feel like we were telling them the truth about different things. And so I was just kind of riding it out because I made good money. And then this happened March of 2016. I put together a summer program. And my grandmother, at that time, she was a pastor and had a church. And, man, church might have been the size of this room. Okay. Very small, storefront church. And she let me use that for that summer. I had 12 guys. And we turned that thing into a gym, a cafeteria, a theater, just everything we needed it for. And because I'm a musician as well, I've been a church musician for a long time. And so that allowed me to build a network of a lot of people that wanted to support and help. And so I just had guys that just wanted to come in and talk to the kids about their careers, their trades, their profession. I remember a guy, he's a professional chef. He is a fruit graffiti artist. And I have to show you the pictures of it. Like, he cut our logo into a watermelon. Like, it was crazy the stuff he can do. He's no longer, he's in Charlotte now, or somewhere in the Carolinas, but At that time, he stayed here, and I was like, "Hey, man, just bring some fruit and do what you do. They need to see what you're doing because it was such a different, type of
craft,
chef.
yeah.
It's a super different craft that he was just cold at and still is. And so just stuff like that, because one of the things I was big on is exposing our young men to different things that they wouldn't see. So Dreams is, I say now, loosely based on the fact that most of our kids come from fatherless homes. So most of my guys to this day come from a home where dad is either absent, deceased, or incarcerated. And so we can't replace dad. We can't replace that relationship, but we can try our best to show them some things. So we was teaching them how to tie ties and how to dress. And at that time, back then, they dressed up every week. And so it was just a phenomenal time. We ended it with a big gala. They had, matter of fact, we even had tuxedos donated to us. And they got out of black cars with their black tuxes on. And, they walked in.
That's going to make them feel some type of way.
Yeah. So it was extremely dope. And in the midst of that, I lost my job. Let me change that. I didn't lose it. They let me go.
Okay.
Because they didn't like what I was doing. So my boss, who I thought I had a great relationship at that time, got wind of what I was doing, saw the Facebook post and saw how I was catching fire. And never spoke to me again to this day. And so much so, he sent some other individuals that I work with. They demoted me first. They demoted me immediately. So I started Dreams in March. They demoted me in May. Let me go in August.
Wow.
And so yeah, that was that. And so now I'm unemployed. And really, a lot of my parents, they was being funny, but they was being serious. They was like, "Hey, keep going."
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be 9 years old in March, and maybe 1,000 kids or more later. We opened this in 2018. COVID kind of did shut us down. But everything you're looking at, we remodeled at the beginning of this year. So this is fresh. This is new.
Okay.
Yeah, we just did all this in January. And so it's just been a major blessing. And now I'm actively living out my dream where we will open our doors to a school starting with kindergarten in August of 25.
To what grade?
We starting with kindergarten. I want to start right at the bottom.
Kindergarten only. Okay.
Yeah, I want to start at the bottom because I shouldn't say the bottom. I want to start at that grade because
at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning, because with our mentoring program, and most of them, and even with school, they spending so much time trying to retrain and unlearn and relearn and all that. And that's cool. It's necessary. Mm-hmm. We get our kids for 90 minutes a week, and then they go right back home. They go back into their neighborhoods, right back into the throes of all the things. A lot of the reasons they coming to us anyway. Mm-hmm. And while I think we impactful for 90 minutes, they have their aha moments. It's a fight. It's a tension. But, our new theme has become give me 8 hours.
Okay. A week.
Nah, if I got your kid in school, I got at least 8 hours a day to train, to teach, to educate, to inform, to mold. And now I'm not so busy trying to make them unlearn bad habits. Mm-hmm. We're teaching them good habits. And so that's kind of why we getting our shirts made that say give me 8 hours.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
I got to give credit. My boy Maceo saw it. He's the pastor at my church. And I said it in the video. He's like, "Hey, you need to tag that."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "You're right."
I would definitely do that. Have you done that already?
Yeah, we tagging on every single thing we post now. Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that. So I know teachers, they often think that knowing the material is what makes them qualified to just qualified to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. But tell me, in your opinion, what are more valuable qualifications that should be considered when becoming a teacher?
So Bishop Joey Johnson is probably he's the bishop of the city kind of here in Akron. And if you ever go in his church, he coined the phrase, it's kind of been his motto, relationships are everything. Mm-hmm. And my first teaching job was actually at the school that was housed in their church. And I kind of didn't know what I was seeing at the time, but I saw those banners every single day. And now they are so true. Relationships, don't disqualify bad behavior or the fact that a kid, won't mess up. But if you can build a relationship with a kid, a young man, a young lady, and in order to do that, you have to be kind. You have to be
Yes.
trustworthy. Like, so I wouldn't say train. I do a lot of consulting with teachers and whatnot. And one thing I say is you can't create a safe space by just saying this is a safe space, especially with
Exactly.
Black and brown kids. We train. We don't know you. We are brought up not to speak to strangers. Don't answer the door if you don't know that person. And all of that comes into to the classroom. So first day of school, I don't know you, and it's almost a proving ground. You have to prove yourself to me for me to buy into what you're doing. But respect should be equal. And so I think a lot of teachers go in wielding authority and power and not building relationships. And so, it's that you do what I tell you to do because I'm the teacher. And some of our kids like they use colorful language.
Yes.
So yeah, it don't work like that. You really have to, and I think that's with any relationship, whether it's romantic, platonic, business. You have to show yourself, friendly. You have to show yourself kind to get that in return and earn that respect. And I think there are a lot of capable teachers that know how to teach, that went to college, that do great at showing you what 2 + 2 is.
Exactly.
But you're not a nice person.
At all.
Or we can tell you don't want to be here, or you don't know how to necessarily manage your emotions. So we can tell you had an issue at home before you got here. Now you taking it out on us. And so I think it's a lot. It's so much stuff that play into that. Sorry about that. Just don't want to say still. But yeah, yeah, that's my response to that.
Do you think it's important for Black children to see educators that look like them?
Absolutely. I think it's very important. The other piece I say to that though, so I've had people ask me like, do I want an all Black staff? No, because the world not all Black.
Exactly.
And so I don't want to teach them just how to be Black. I want them to walk in excellence and be, stand up Black men or young men and grow into adult young men. But you need to know how to encounter people of other cultures. They need to know how to encounter you. And so I think that comes with, one, even back to like the kindness and stuff. I would love to have a white teacher that gets it.
Yes.
But he gotta get it. Like you can't come into this environment and I got, a room full of Black boys and you don't understand from where they coming. I haven't met my young men yet, so I can't say they all coming from poverty or chaotic situations. But you gotta have a heart for that.
You do.
Yeah, that you gotta have a heart for that. You got to have empathy for that. And so I think it's a lot of internal characteristics that somebody has to have to really work in those environments.
I agree. Same with teachers, doctors.
Yeah, all that.
You have to have that in order. You can't work in that service and not have that.
Not at all.
You're doing a disservice to us.
Yeah, yeah, and that shows us, it's so many teachers that are teachers because they get summers off.
Exactly.
And I got so many
all
thoughts
for
on
the
all that
wrong
stuff.
reasons.
Yeah, you there for the wrong reasons. Yep. And then you end up in front of our kids, and we can tell, kids are the most intuitive people. Especially smaller kids. They feel, off of different things, and so a lot of times they not being disrespectful because they bad kids. They can feel you, and they don't like that vibe, so they trying to do everything they can to get out of here.
That's my children. Especially my two youngest ones.
Wow.
I myself, I'm a huge advocate of mental health, therapy in general and so forth. I'm a mom of 3.
Okay.
2 diagnosed with autism.
Okay.
So I'm always looking to find resources or just spread awareness about it. So in your school, will you have any resources for special education?
Yes.
Eventually.
Well, hopefully right off.
Okay.
But you about to make me tell secrets I ain't supposed to tell.
Don't tell it. Because I'm waiting for 2025 for Dreams Academy. That's okay.
But we are so if you saw what I have down, at least foundationally, one of the components of that is positive mental health. I believe in it as well. I go to therapy and have for years at this point, and won't stop. And I don't think nothing wrong with me at this point, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
I ain't perfect, but I'm just saying.
See, I told you I like to dig. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
no, because I use what they tell me.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? I literally had this conversation today at the barbershop, just like, you can tell anybody to go to therapy, but if they don't embrace and do what's being talked about. So I know when I started, my start in therapy came out of trouble. I got in some trouble. They like, hey, go do this real quick. It's gonna look good. And so, you know, for the first somewhere between 6 months to the first year, I was just there for the routine. You know, I was listening, but I was trying to make it go away. And once I started like really paying attention, and that might have just took some growth on my part, but started embracing, you know, the different things. At this point, I got 2 counselors for different, you know, reasons.
And it's so necessary.
I actually look
think
forward
so.
to it now. Like, I enjoy it, you know, because it's not, you know, every week. And I think people think of it, especially in our community. One is, you go to therapy, you crazy. So I appreciate the awareness that has come from, like, even coming out of COVID and stuff. I think, you know, from those years on, it's just been, okay, you're not crazy. It's so necessary. There's just been such a positive push for it. That's been really cool to see, especially with Black men embracing it more. And so, you know, I advocate for that for anybody. But now, find you a good therapist. Because just like we said about teachers, there's therapists out there that's just, so get you a good one, get you one you vibe with or whatever, but get you one that know what they doing and is genuinely interested in your mental health being better.
Very true.
Yeah.
I am currently looking for a good therapist.
Okay.
I've only seen one, and that was for premarital counseling.
Okay.
And that was so necessary, especially when you have somebody like me who thinks it's always right, or I know the answers to everything. But I enjoy.
Don't make me start interviewing you.
My! But I enjoy being told when I'm wrong.
Okay.
And I don't mean enjoy, but for me, I always feel like I know it and I know the answer.
You're not
so
allergic to accountability?
I'm not.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Like when you really, if you can actually change my mind on the thought process that I had and make me feel like I was doing it the wrong way, I'm like, oh, I'm one step closer to being perfect.
Gabe, we should have recorded that.
I'm one more step closer to being perfect because I thought I was perfect, but that's okay. I'm gonna fix that.
Okay.
Now I'm perfect still. Wait for the next round.
All right, I'm glad this on tape.
Oh my God.
I'm glad this on tape.
It's all right. I appreciate it.
All right.
What does your support look like in this? Because this seems like it needs a lot of support.
Man, I think me and Gabe was just talking about that. Like, I'm sorry, I keep saying Gabe.
It's
Gabe
okay.
is my camera guy.
Okay.
Gabe been robbing me a long time. Isaiah over here chilling. Support, like the video you saw, we just put out at the end of August, and I mean, it's just been flooded with you know, likes, shares, all that kind of stuff, which I count as support. Yeah, the anticipation of it has just been crazy. I walked into school today to really go sit at the feet of somebody that's already done what I've done.
Okay.
And one of the other teachers saw me come around the corner. She was like, "Mr. Scarborough, you starting a school?" I said, "Dang." I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Relax. And but she came in the office and she was just like, "This is so necessary. We need this so bad. We don't have enough schools, especially for us." She just gave me a list of stuff, and that was so cool to be in a place that has already done it. That I was able to walk in and just say, "Hey, I'm just here to get some help. Whatever you want to tell me." And the funny part was, I went to see the principal today. I said, I went in the office because I used to teach there and work there and everything, so we got a great relationship. I said, "Hey, I just came to make an appointment today so I can, you know, spend some time with you and talk to you." She's like, "I got time right now." And that's what had me running. So, you know, getting here, I ended up being there an hour and a half. And she's already emailed me some stuff I need for something I got going on. That's hers. That she like, "Hey, take from me what you need, and however I can help."
And that's big support.
Yeah. And what she reminded me of was, though, she gave me my first teaching job, and she told me, I sat in her office and told her my ultimate dream was to open a boys' school, and that was in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I love that when you have someone that's already in the space and doing what they want to do, but are not scared to help you get to where you get, even if it's the same thing of what they're doing. A lot of people gatekeep those type of things.
I got kicked out of a school last night.
Seriously?
Yep, that's what we was talking about when you pulled up.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, a school I had a contract with. So Dreams. So this the thing. Let me explain this too. So Dreams Academy is mentoring. Queens Academy is mentoring. The Village is a community for single moms raising boys.
Okay.
So nothing that we already do is stopping. So that's why I need more money, because we're trying to keep everything going. Like our mentoring is for boys 10 to 15. For girls, they are 12 to 17. They do after school, spring, summer, and fall. So we get them once a week. So when I say we only get them for 2 hours a week, we get them. The boys come on Monday, the girls come on Wednesday. Excuse me. And a lot of times we do things together too. Okay. But we're not stopping that. But that's what drove me to want to start with kindergarten, because I see where these kids is at. And we doing what we can with them, and I don't want to stop that. So that has been our success for the last 9 years, doing that in the community, making a name for ourselves, using social media to our advantage. And so I won't say we're a household name in the city, but we've had good success. So to be able to put that video out and say, hey, we started a school, the people that rock with us have just been amazing.
And I like that like you said, you're not going to stop because you've already made so much progress with the older children. But even to just look at that, noticing or recognizing that, yes, you still want to help them as well, but you need to start from the beginning, from where it starts. So I appreciate that starting at kindergarten. Yeah. Because get them now. Don't wait until certain things have happened and lots of damage has been done. Yeah. Let's help and start it where
they're going to have to be potty trained now. We ain't doing,
please don't come unpotty.
No diapers and nothing like that. They got to be potty trained.
I feel you on that area. Yeah. You don't want to open up that door.
No.
You have everybody at the door. You take them?
But with that though, that's a real thing that I'm hearing, that kids are going to kindergarten not knowing their colors, not knowing how to even hold a pencil or pen correctly, because we so technology focused, and we use technology because it's a part of life, but it's stuff parents need to be doing and should be doing at home. Like, don't bring the kid to school in the very beginning and he already behind because he been sitting with you for 4 years and I ain't did nothing. Yep. And then get mad with us when, little buddy behind, and we trying, but we got other kids who, parents took pride in reading to them at night and, teaching them their letters and the alphabet and all that. And I think we've really gotten away from, we so social media, we got a little fella, he 3 with Jordans on, but he don't know ABCD yet.
At all.
Nope.
We see that so often. I think it's a lack of, I don't know, just not lack of knowledge of in our community and where it really is supposed to start. Yeah. A lot of people think it starts when they go to preschool. No, it starts at home first. It starts at home. My children went to Head Start. Yeah. I got to prepare you for kindergarten. I didn't want you kicking and screaming in kindergarten when I'm leaving
not
you.
At all.
So we started, Head Start, then preschool, then so forth. I turned my kitchen. My daughter would tell you, my kitchen looked like a school. Yeah. Things all over the wall. Like, go remember that. Yeah. And for years, since she's been 5, I've done homework packets for my kids through the summer. Okay. Just to keep them, I want you to lose what they taught you. So we got to keep it going.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, the summer just can't be about laying around playing video games on TikTok and all that.
I ain't saying I got you at the kitchen table all day, all hour, but just one quick little worksheet every other day. Keep you gotta keep it going. So let's talk Dear White Teacher. Okay. That's your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I like how you had it where you said it's here to heighten cultural awareness in the classroom. Mm-hmm. That's what you said, I think. So I watched an episode. Okay. Where it focused on how to unlock potential. It was mentioned how our community often sounds like punishment often sounds like go to your room, do homework, or go read a book.
I know exactly
what kind of damage does that do to a child?
It makes it sound like punishment. A lot of times we weaponize things unknowingly. Mm-hmm. And so screaming, go do your homework at a loud voice, a kid hears trouble, punishment, discipline, whereas it should be the reverse of what you just said. I got a homework table in my house where this is not punishment. I'm actively teaching you. I'm keeping you in the routine if it's the summertime. It's so much to unpack with that. Just because we the fact that you're saying you got a homework table, we've gotten so far away from just the family being at the table.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother rabbit hole
man.
to go down. But like, I used to tell we did this actively prior to COVID. My family ate dinner together once a week. And I don't mean like my family just in my mother's house, like my cousins and my nieces and everybody. Tuesday night was the night for my family.
You don't see that
together.
no more.
People be like,
man, I wish we had that.
Like my friends would come through and stuff because if it was Tuesday night, they knew we was at my mom's house. And family has gotten so, broken up that we are just so far away. Life has become so busy.
Yeah.
Work, people tired. And so just those moments, like, people have to actively say, hey, put your phone down.
Yes.
And I'm guilty, you know what I mean? Just, can you focus on what's going on in front of you and not worry about your device or your tablet or anything like that? And so you took me down a whole nother rabbit hole, but...
Because that's so true. That in my household, the tablet, the phone, and all that is always an issue. And then with my two youngest ones, like I said, they're autistic. It's hard to... they don't communicate well.
Okay.
My youngest, she's 2. I'm not gonna say she's more severe. It's just the beginning stages of trying to find her way.
Yeah.
But my son, he's 10, and I wish I would have brought him here. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's mentally creepy good at math.
Okay.
And I mean creepy.
Yeah.
As you said, you're not supposed to use it as a punishment, but one day homeboy was working my nerves, and I just remember saying, what is 972 times 17? Just to get him to shut up. And he said the answer really quickly. And here I am with my calculator, like, what? And it was right.
Wow.
I was like, hold on. What is 3,700 or something? And he's like, 400 and something.
Wow.
And he's really that creepy good at math. So, like, in my house, I have to constantly take him off the tablet because I noticed the generation, they're always on the phone, X, Y, and Z. But I don't want him to lose the gift and stuff that he has being so wrapped up into that. And it's so necessary. We have movie nights on Sunday night, like put your phones away, put them in the kitchen.
That's good.
It's so necessary.
Yeah. So, we've weaponized in our houses so many things. I remember I was teaching at a particular school in the city, and even something like this, the young man got angry, and the white teacher came and got me, and she was like, can you come grab him and see what's going on with him? And I said, come on, man, let's go for a walk. And we just took a walk down the hall. He was mad, and he couldn't quite articulate what he was mad about. I said, man, we ain't even got to talk. Let's just walk down the hall. About 2 minutes in, he like, your name Brandon? I said, yeah. He said, I got a brother named Brandon. I said, okay. And then he went down a whole nother train of things. My dad came and kidnapped him. He had a gun. Like, the conversation went real left. I was like, okay. I said, but I further understand the anger that he was in like 3rd or 4th grade, just pissed off. Then when I met his mother, not even when I met her, she followed me on Instagram. And I'm looking at the pictures like, I don't know who this is. I see him. He had 6 brothers and sisters. He was the oldest.
Wow.
4th grade, he's the oldest. Guess what he is? Everybody's babysitter. So school, he kind of is that man of the house thing. But he's the helper in the household. Mm-hmm. So he's like a pseudo dad. Mm-hmm. He's in the 4th grade, having to come to listen to you tell him to put his pencil down and when to do this. Brother was tired. Like, I was like,
I want to listen to you.
Once I understood that, I'm like, man. And so that's why I kind of started, that is like why I started Dear White Teacher, because I had that insight, but the teacher didn't. Mm-hmm. That was years ago, and I'm able to use that information now. But it's like, you got to do some homework on some of these kids because they're not angry for no reason. It's stuff going on. It's something went on the ride in that if you figure out how to massage it, going back to building those relationships, man, kids want to love you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so if you can figure out how to build those relationships, so that's a lot what I talk about on the podcast, figuring out how to build relationships, figuring out, some of the cultural nuances. And then a lot of stuff not, and I don't want it to be like picking on white teachers, but white teachers are the majority. You know what I'm saying? I saw
They're the most authority. Yeah.
most authority you're going to see is 80-90% white teachers. It's very possible a kid will not see a black teacher in front of him his
My
whole.
kids have not seen one yet.
That's what I'm saying. So it's hard to weed out who really want to be here, and then you have those that really want to understand African American culture and do their best to do so. It's only so much time in a day. A principal don't have time to teach this one person how to see signs of a cultural behavior, right? So it's one of the things that you have to want to do and be open to doing. And so that's kind of where I kind of try and fill in that gap, which I catch flack for, but I'm okay with it.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
But that's why the right people should be in those spaces, because if you really had the heart for it
Yeah.
and the right intentions, you're going to want to learn the children around you.
Man, I've had great conversations with white teachers who just be like, hey, I just did not know.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
And then you had those that are just scared of the conversation. For real, I've been told to change the name just because it has the word white in it. And so I'm working on some stuff. The podcast is not going to change, though. But just to tell the truth, I've been rejected from doing consultations and seminars in numerous school districts because it has the word white in it.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yeah, we have all these black Netflix everywhere. Everything is everywhere, but we can't.
We okay with it, though.
That's fine.
You
That's
know?
our fault.
Yeah. And so, and the funnier part about it is the places that told me no recognize there's a problem. So they know it's an issue. It's like that.
But they just don't want
That
the
name.
It's the name.
We can't imagine tell the payroll, cut a check to dear white teacher. Like, that ain't my problem. I just want to cash it. I'm trying to help and I'm trying to live. I got a mortgage. So we'll see what we're going to do with that. But
that was funny. I'm trying
Yeah.
to visualize that.
it's not my problem.
So it's not. And I hate that if it has to change,
But the issue
know.
with that becomes for me, but you will continue in your behaviors and take that out on the kid instead of just sitting down with me and learning something because you don't like the name I chose, which causes you to be like, what's that? That's why I chose it. And so it sparks interest, but then when you find out what it is, you're like, oh, no, I don't want that.
and those are the ones that's not, in my opinion, shouldn't be educators.
Yeah.
You don't have the heart for that.
Yeah.
So I know you're an author in your book. Is it titled Talking Points?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Talking Points. Why did you dedicate your book to single mothers?
Why did I dedicate my book to single mothers? Sometimes, man, I just get an idea and be like, let's roll with this. So part of it would be because that was about 2020, so we hadn't started Queen's Academy yet. So all of my work had been with black boys. All of my conversations have been with single moms. Literally in 9 years of work, I've met less than 20 fathers. Wow. Matter of fact, I've had fathers call me and want to argue about why their son is there because they like, I'm a present father. Your program is for kids that ain't got no dad. First of all, you sign up for my program. I don't just go get your kid.
Exactly.
So I'm like, hey, man, first of all, let's calm down and redirect your energy. I didn't just go pick your son. Yo, grandma, mom, mother-in-law, sister, aunt, somebody had to register and sign them up because otherwise I wouldn't know them. So you need to call and ask them why. Secondly, this is what I always task them with. Instead of calling me fussing, why don't you show up and come? Be a part of what we doing so you can see what we doing so you can see we ain't trying to replace you.
Exactly.
Ask me how many of them showed up.
I think that's crazy that someone actually would call and say that.
Absolutely had to happen.
That is crazy.
Yep.
That's another subject.
Yeah.
I had to invite you on my seat for that one.
All right. Yep. Absolutely had to happen.
Oh, God. There was a part in your book. It just really resonated with me, this part. It was, although I read it, and I really appreciate the lesson and the concept behind it. But for the viewers, can you explain, If we compared sports photos, and mugshots, will we be able to tell the difference? I caught it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want some of my viewers to hear that part. So, if we compared sports photos and mugshots, would we be able to tell the difference? That was deep. I liked it when I read that.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you
deep.
for reminding me I wrote it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Sometimes you got to reread, go back and reread.
Yeah.
So I haven't read my book in a little
See?
bit.
Yeah,
but-
you got to think about
okay.
that one. It was good.
Yeah,
That was a good part. I
Hey.
got you.
Hey, she said that's content right there. Actually,
Ooh.
I ain't thought about that. Right, right.
I got you.
So for me, that came from. So Akron is a very pee wee football city, and so when I look at their pictures, this ain't no dig. You know, a lot of those guys are my friends. That coach and all that. When I look at their pictures, why ain't nobody ever smiling? You ain't happy to be on the football field?
I didn't never think about it this way until you
Like-
said it.
And so I drew that comparison. Like, we are starting so young, going back to why I'm going to kindergarten. You know, we say kindergarten.
I know. What's wrong with
Yeah.
us?
That's why I'm going back to that. We did a whole session on it was one Black History Month. We did a whole thing called Black Men Smile.
Wow.
Yep, if you go back through our Dreams Instagram, I can't remember if we did somebody every day, every week, but it was a lot. Like, this might have been like 2 years ago.
Wow.
We did a thing called Black Men Smile and just highlighted cats from the community. But I said, man, send me a picture of you smiling. Like, let's get rid of this. This predisposition of I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why do women see us coming and cross the street before we get there? What we so mad about? And I ain't saying we don't have right to be mad. I'm not saying that at all. But we starting our kids. Where do they get this thing from? You know, and I just use the sports photo as an example. I used to do it. Like, you go back and look. Like, my birthday just passed Friday. And me and one of my friends, we got this thing. We find the ugliest picture we can find of each other, post on each other's birthday. But one of them was my high school pictures. And when she posted, I was like, what was I so mad about that day? I had to be like in the 11th grade. I'm like, I took my picture like that. I never would smile. And I'm like, man, you know, I don't expect no 4-year-old to be like, man, God been good to me. I'm great, you know.
Right.
However, we don't laugh. You know, so now we telling our Black kids not to cry.
Mm.
Now we tell them not to smile. What they gonna be allowed to do?
I like that you said that because you pointed out in the book as well that right there gives I can't quote it, but it was something about giving the energy to other groups that what makes them more
Apprehensive of us.
Yes.
So can we be so upset when people say Black men are so angry?
Mm-hmm. We look angry, sound.
I mean, it goes, you know, if you look at even, I don't know how recent, the NFL pictures when they had the draft. I'm like, you about to get drafted and make millions of dollars. What are we so mad about today? But the picture is a mugshot, and I don't know if it's to instill fear to the other team that I'm bigger and better than you, and I'm trying to beat you. I can beat you and smile.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's such a small concept that anytime, because we take pictures of everything, so anytime we at Dreams Academy, I'll be like, man, y'all, let me see them teeth. Y'all know we don't do that around here. Smile. I don't care if you're mad. And we will not take it till everybody's smiling.
You said so much in that paragraph, I'm telling you.
All right.
That was deep. I'm sending it to every daddy I know. Every mama I know.
Tell them to smile. Tell daddy to smile.
Everybody.
You know, we all come from like some adverse circumstances, but it just don't have to be angry every day.
Like you said, we were taught that if you look this way, you'll look tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen a happy dope dealer? Like,
Maybe. I don't know.
but
On payday.
maybe,
Maybe.
you know,
I don't know.
I watch a lot. Oh, you from Detroit? I watch a lot of Tubi.
Oh, that's Tubi Central right there.
Oh, I know them all.
I'm working with a few things right now.
Oh,
there.
yeah?
Yeah, I ain't spilling the beans yet, but I'm working on something that's coming out called with someone. They're working on something that's called Scripts.
Okay.
They be hitting the same. They trying to. I'm not supposed to say that, but it's gonna be up there with like McGraw ads.
Come on, man! I know all about that. Murder Pain.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
All them. Crystal the dog.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
What's one girl start with them? We getting way off track.
I can't walk. Yeah. Mila. Which one you talking about? So like,
Mila Monroe.
Okay.
Tell me I
can't walk to the corner store without seeing somebody from Tubi. Okay.
Wow.
I can't go nowhere. It's Tubi Central. They done took over.
Yeah, we got.
They done took over.
Tell me.
I'm trying to get into that.
Tell me I say hello when you get back.
I definitely will. I definitely will. That is so funny.
Yeah, I'm a Tubi fanatic, but
really,
I don't even know where I was going with that. But I had a point to make. But yeah, you got me thinking.
There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into that now with the writing.
Okay.
Because I can write.
Okay.
I'm good at it.
All right.
Explain some benefits that our Black men will benefit from if they had the opportunity, like you said it, to discharge their emotion.
Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
That goes back to that therapy thing. You know, I would tell anybody to, if they ask me what the benefit of therapy was, it's freeing. And if you've never felt that, it's easier to hold on to what happened to me than be able to go forward to let me explore what can happen if I make some changes. One of the sayings I like is, I'm trying to say it right, a person will not change until the pain of staying the same hurts worse than the pain of change.
Oh.
And if I didn't say it right, look up Dave Ramsey. That's who started it, I think. Yeah, Dave Ramsey. A person will not change until the pain of staying the same hurts worse than the pain of change.
Oh, wow.
And so, man, if you think about that, that's super deep. I can stay where I'm at and keep hurting, or I can make some changes, and freedom is huge.
It is.
Yep.
That's deep. All right. Because I remember you also mentioned your book too, because we were teaching our young boys that even expressing emotion it was feminine. That's what our community was teaching at one point.
Yeah, we gotta get over it. Everything ain't gay.
Jesus gracious, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
That and that's.
Oh God,
yeah.
Thank you. I feel like we're shifting though. I feel like it's maybe somehow finally shifting over to no one saying it no more. At least I hope not.
Yeah,
a lot of people I'm around. I ain't gonna say not saying no more, but I see a lot of progress.
Okay.
A lot of progress. Some, I guess it starts with therapy. None of these men are going to therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe they're less doing it.
Everything ain't soft. That even goes back to why you ain't smiling in the Pee Wee picture and you 6.
Oh my God.
Who you about to hurt?
Listen, I've seen some little cousins of mine just looking all real angry and all
you 40
trying
pounds
to be tough.
And so, it goes, I think that goes hand in hand with all of that.
So I really want to mention too as well before we done, I was intrigued. I was excited just to find out about Dreams Academy. Okay. When I say I've told this to every person I could think of.
Wow, thank you.
Literally every person I could think of. I recently did something with in Detroit. It's called Detroit New Era. Okay. Where they go around the city. I can't remember his name. He's gonna hate me for this, but he goes around the city. He brings resources to the community. He feeds the community. I recently volunteered with him a couple Saturdays ago where we were on this big tour bus and we just went all around the city delivering food. Dope. Just to people who need it, or people who just wanted it. You don't know. Yeah. And I like that he didn't ask like, "Do you need it?" It was just give it. You don't know who needs it, right? So I mentioned this to him as well. And we talked about it a couple times on my podcast that we did not air yet. But when I say I can't stop mentioning Dreams Academy, I cannot stop mentioning this. I was even more intrigued when I found out it was Queens Academy. Yeah. Where'd they come from?
Honestly, my homie Vet. Vet, she's a podcaster too. Her name is Vet Lloyd. I can't think of the name of her podcast, but Vet does very well. You know the name of it? Okay. I'll show her to you.
Okay.
Before she got into that, she had a girls movement here. Me and Vet went to high school together. Akron is only about 200,000 population. So
Okay.
it's not tiny, but it's not huge. But it's small enough where, especially if people know what's going on,
Hmm.
there's no need to, butt heads. Just, so when, families would come to me, you got something for girls? I'm like, nah, let me hook you up with Vet because she does and have been doing it for a while. And so Vet wanted a change of pace. She jumped into podcasting and media and stuff. So she had closed down her girls operation. And so 2021 was our 5-year anniversary. And I was like, man, what can we do big, for this year? And I hollered at her first. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I said, I'll only do it with your permission. And she was like, man, please go for it. And from there, it's been going. Like, I be having to tell the girls to chill because they making my boys look bad.
Oh, nice. You got
And
a lot
so,
of girls?
yeah. Like, they stay. So we do 20 kids per session, boys and girls. And the girls always full. My boys usually average around 14, which I'm cool with because, with the boys, they're a little more rough and, want to play and, all that. With the girls, it's cool. So, man, one of the things I prayed for from the beginning of this was send me the right people. And I was doing it, pretty much by myself up until about, 2018, 19. And just, man, God started sending just people that I would have never even thought of because as I'm thinking about it now, so we have a team of about 12.
Okay.
And
On both sides?
No, total. So
Okay.
that's like my 3 girls that run Queens, my 2 guys that run Dreams. I got 2 van drivers, admin, my media girl, my girl that runs the Village. So my social media girl is one of the Queens girls too, so she doubles. My girl that runs the Village. My mom is our food coordinator.
Okay.
And that might be it. Yeah, so we up to 12 now, which is really cool. And at this point, everybody, only one is new is Kalea, which runs the Village, and that's just because we started that. But everybody else has been rocking for at least 2 years at this point, and they're all people I knew from different segments of life. Like it wasn't like I didn't know them and they came and applied. It's like, one of my cousins runs Queens. Some of my my admin pairs, I've been knowing pairs since I was 15, so it's just really cool. I mentioned my cousin and she mentioned one day, she was like, man, if you wouldn't have done this, I don't know that I would have ever ventured out to like this mentoring space and really found it fulfilling because I don't know where I even would have went. And so that's a really cool piece for me to see other people live out stuff that they might not have done if I hadn't have done this. So, and I always prayed for a solid team. It's crazy we having this conversation today. Like today, I was driving, and there are 5 people I want to start my school with. Like I'm not lying. This happened like 2 hours ago. I was driving. And I was like, man, that's my starting 5. I'm like, God, show me one, if I'm on track, if that's who they are supposed to be. Like I know them by name that can help me, get my school going as far as being teachers, aides, principal, whatever. I said, 1, if that's who they supposed to be. 2, send me the resources so I can pay them what they are worth. Because I don't believe in nickel and diming anybody for their gifts. And I want them to feel like not only do they know I appreciate them personally, but I appreciate them as they live out something that's helping my dream come true and impacting these kids. So I want to pay people beyond what they're worth if I can. And so that's a new prayer from 2 hours ago that I'm like, hey.
And that's gonna come full frustration. That's gonna come full circle. And so when you said you're not employed, you're employed.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you're not employed, but you were employed because this is what he wanted you to do.
Oh, no, I'm employed, but I'm saying.
No, I meant from when you left when you stopped that last job when you said I saw
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
was supposed to
yeah.
get up out of there. That wasn't supposed to work out.
Yeah, no. And it wasn't gonna work out.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah.
At all. But I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here to be a part of bringing awareness to
man.
Dreams Academy.
I appreciate it. Like, I'm gonna tell everybody, yo, you came from Detroit to do this. Man.
Yes,
I don't take that
did.
lightly at all.
I couldn't stop talking about it.
Man, that's amazing. Man, you know what the funny part is about that? When we put the video out, like I'm not huge social. Like I don't enjoy social media, right?
I'm starting not to.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it, but it's necessary to get out what people deserve to be aware of in their communities or even this far away. And we had put that video out maybe a couple days before, and I was like, let me switch my TikTok up and see what happened. And so I didn't have the initial thought to put on there because I don't be on TikTok like that. And I was like, let me switch this up because that was my Dear White Teacher account. And I was like, I'm going to change this. And so I turned it to Mr. Dreams Academy, and I put that video up. And I think as of earlier, it's up to like 18,000 views.
See? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's where you saw that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I found it.
Yeah.
Then I went stalking and searching everywhere else.
And what's been so cool, so even when you mention support, that part has been super cool just to see so many people that I don't know. Like,
They say your biggest support system will be strangers.
it's the truth. To see so many people, like, not only just like it, but when I see them, like, pin it and put it in their favorites for their own page and stuff, I'll be like, man, this is so dope. And so I'm a figure out how to like social media and just, that's what we got a social media
It's
girl
all right.
for.
Just visit it a couple times a week.
Yeah,
It'll
but
be okay.
I'd rather pay somebody else just to do it.
It was just when I was getting rid of social media, I started a podcast. I said, well, how am I going to get rid of it now?
Yeah, but that
understand.
support has been so dope to see, and just see people like, I had people be like, can you bring it to Detroit, Milwaukee?
Yeah.
I was like, Milwaukee? I'm like, what's in Milwaukee?
I was just going to say.
Alabama. Them the three I can remember offhand. Like, people was just getting on there shouting out their states. Just like, like, we don't even know you, but we can tell, like, you ain't playing. And I ain't playing.
Yeah, my baby graduated. I might move to Akron so my son could be a part of Dreams Academy.
Hey, we'll be here.
I really pray this Dreams Academy just multiplies in multiple
Absolutely.
states all around the country.
Absolutely.
So that my children can be a part of it.
Man,
Okay.
that's huge.
And I'm not going to say too much. My brother is waiting on me to move to Ohio. He's just like, come on. If I say this, he's like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
I think y'all's food a little better than ours. I'm a foodie. So
You think so?
I keep hearing great things about.
Maybe because I'm tired of it.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe because people
Could
are
be.
obsessed with our Coney Islands. That's because we get it, so
see.
I'm over it.
I'm
Everybody else love it.
I'm a seafood cat.
Yeah, I saw that. Please don't
Yeah.
touch me.
Oh,
I am allergic.
Oh, okay.
I'll swell up and look like Hitch.
Wow. Yeah.
Literally look like Hitch.
I love it. Yeah.
I've never had it, so I don't know.
Oh man, you're
That's
missing out.
that's my daughter's thing. She's a seafood psycho.
Yeah. We
I would never know.
Yeah.
I want to just try it, but I
sorry.
ain't gonna die
No, you're
over
not.
it. So
You're not. You're
it's
not.
fine.
You're not.
But thank you so much.
thank
I
you.
appreciate you. And like I said, I send all my prayers to Dreams Academy. And
I
like I said, I
appreciate
hope it multiplies everywhere so my
Thank
children can be a part of it.
You.
Thank you though.
Thank you
real.
for coming down.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank